Hello, everyone. Today we are having an interview with a World War II and a Korean War veteran, Carlos Ramos. And today he's going to be telling his life story and some more stories that he has that he would like to share with the people. So, whenever you're ready, if you want to start from the beginning.
I can't feel like I'm telling a story about myself because the importance that I attach, the significance that I attach to my very life is because of my dad, God bless him. Killed in an automobile accident when I was 10 years old. My mom who was to bring forth our baby sister almost 9 months to the day after my father was killed. It's as though our baby sister was conceived as a gift that he left us. I always felt that way. Always felt that way. When I was 10 years old, this was happening in my life. I was looking at my father. It's very difficult for me to recall the details of how we got through. Then suddenly I found myself at age 16, and I quit school to get a job to help support my mother, my 5 younger brothers, and my baby sister. And I very quietly and patiently sat down with my mom and explained to her, Mom, we're going down to the Naval Recruiting Station, and you, as my guardian, you have to sign a paper to swear that I'm 17 years old so I can get into the Navy. But consider this. If you do that, then what they have, they call an allotment check. That's a check that they send to the family of a person that's in the service. Once I'm in the Navy, you will receive a check every month, a certain amount for you, each one of my 5 brothers and my baby sister. And I won't have to worry because I know you'll be taken care of. I'm not capable of doing it because I'm only 16. You know that. They don't know that. And I took her to the post office, the Naval Recruiting Station, and she signed that paper with her famous X because she couldn't write. She looked at me and smiled, and I could see the tears rolling down her eyes. Three days later, I left in the Navy. I didn't see my mother again for 3.5 years. 3.5 years. I did not see my sweet mother. And I did come home without a scratch like she promised me. And on Christmas Day, years later, my mom laid in bed, and I got her to sit up, and I made her comfortable so she could greet each one of her 7 sons who came in with their wives and their children, and her 4 daughters who came in with their husbands and their children, and said, "Merry Christmas, Grandma." She laid there, put her back on the pillow. She asked me to raise her up, and I raised her up, and she sat up, and she looked at me, and she said, "Oh, it's very nice, we did it." I said, "God bless everyone, didn't I?" I said, "Yes, Mom. God bless you." She was looking in my eyes when she died. It was Christmas Day. I'll never forget that. Never, 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 never will I forget that. It doesn't matter what I went through in my life. It doesn't matter the good or the bad or the evil or whatever. I will never forget that moment with my baby when she looked at me before she closed her eyes. She went home to God. Viver, is that you? Mama? Is that you, my baby? That's okay, sweetheart. You're part of my life that God understands. You okay?
Okay, yeah.
For all that life has been to me, I cannot complain because I've had such wonderful things happen to me in my life that have overcome to a degree some of the sadness that I've witnessed in my life. Yes, I miss my buddies that I hung out in bars with in different parts of the world, and we drank beer and whatever drink they had in those foreign countries, we drank it, and we felt like we were having fun, and that's what we did. I remember the day when those same guys were wrapped in canvas and put over the side aboard ship after we had been hit by Japanese bombers. How much heartache I had for them, being thankful at the same time. I lived through it, but I don't know what's next. God brought me home. To be on a day that God arranged, Christmas Day, 1945. I had been staying with my mother for a year because of her serious foot operation, serving her hand and foot. She once said to me, she commented to me, it's not proper for a son to bathe his mother. And I said, Mom, you bathe me. Remember?
Would you want to show them this?
Christmas Day is a day of happiness. Christmas is a day of happiness for me too, because I know that's the day that God called my mom home, where she is today. And I feel the blessings she gave me are still with me. I'm 91 and I fear nothing or nobody. No circumstance. Whatever God has intended for me, it's because it's going to come through her. It's going to come through my mom. So I'm okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Years ago, when I decided to join the Cape Verdean Veterans Organization here in New Bedford, Massachusetts, I took the time to get the names and to write the family members and get the names of individuals that had served in World War II and in Korea. After a lengthy time of letter writing and so on, and I finally got the information I needed to a point where I could sit down with the information I had and make out these precious plaques with the names of all the Cape Verdean individuals that did not come home and the ones that did come home. And I hung this up in the Cape Verdean Club very proudly. My work, my heart, my love. My amigos, my comrades. I could have been there with you. God spared me. This is my part. This was 12 years ago. 12 years ago that I did this work. It hung in the Veterans Club for 3 or 4 years, and then it disappeared, and it was found by a friend of mine, thrown in the basement 6 months ago. And he was kind enough to bring it to me, and I will treasure it the rest of my life. I'll treasure it the rest of my life.
What regiment were
I'll
you
try to
in?
read the rest of my life.
No, what regiment were you in?
What, regiment?
Yeah,
Wow,
if you remember.
I was in the Navy. And I was the South Pacific Fleet. As much as I could say, I was a member of the South Pacific Amphibious Fleet. We landed Marines on so many different islands, I couldn't count them. Could not count them. I hesitate to say the dream I had when I was a kid, when I used to watch airplanes flying up above, I used to say, I wish I could be one of those guys flying around in the air. And when in the Navy, I was told that I couldn't do that. Could not do that. The significance of those words didn't hit me until later on in life. But here I am today. Here I am today. Because I accomplished it by going into the Air Force, where I was a B-25 bomber crew chief. Yeah, man. Where's that? Was that bear? Okay. Am I gonna see this? Am I gonna hear this?
Yeah.
Really?
I'll show you after.
Are you all through with me now?
Would you like to say anything else? If you would like to.
You want to ask any you can edit this part out anyways.
Yeah.
If you want to ask any questions at the time, where he landed, what he did.
River! Honey, you okay, baby? Oh, you're being so quiet in there, sweetheart. You're
Oh, she
not
just says
disturbing
no.
anything, sweet baby. Oh,
We're
Mama.
almost done, and then you can edit this part out. If you want to ask any other questions or anything.
Oh,
If you
baby.
want to talk about like all the stuff, like what happened when you landed troops, like all the stuff that you want to share, if it's not a bother.
As a 16-year-old.
As a 16-year-old,
Compared to the 16-year-olds today.
Yeah.
You know.
compared to when you were 16, all the hardships that you had to face during the war, compared to like 16-year-olds now that are nowhere compared to what they were back then. Because I'm 16 and I can't even think of the stuff that you've been through.
Well, I can honest to God, this is the God honest truth. There's no way I can think of enough words to come out of my mouth with enough feeling or thought to convince anybody that there wasn't a time in my life when I didn't feel fear. There were times when I felt fear. But it seems as though something inside of me quelled it. It quelled the fear inside of me. And it's the same thing that I have inside of me today. My precious mom, in those eyes of hers, in those words of hers, instilled something in me that I felt no fear. I absolutely felt no fear. Today, I feel no fear. I'm going to break a record. 91 is just the beginning. I mean it.
It's good.
I hope you make it, pal.
I will. So, thank you for sharing that with us. This is very nice.
Is that off?
It will.
Can I see, in other words, I can see that?
Yeah.
Get out of here. Vivian! Honey, please.
Thank you all
gotta
for
come in
watching,
here.
everyone.
You
Please
gotta
drop a
come in
like
here,
and
Mama.
comment, because this video is
Hi, baby.
very inspirational. And please subscribe, and thank you all for watching. You can turn it off.